Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I haven't done a YouTube video in some time, so I realized that I'm using a lot of new products that you might not have seen me use before, so I kind of wanted to share those with you. So yeah, if you want to see what I'm going to get into and what products I'm going to use, then stay tuned and please click subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up, comment, get involved. I'd like people to get involved, give me, let's just start a conversation. Anyway, let's get straight into it. I started this video off rambling away and then I realized I wasn't recording. I'm actually as far as a base right now. That's as much as I've done so far, and I'll just tell you what I've used. So I prepped my skin, and I didn't include that in the video because I was saying that I've been using some new skincare products lately, and I already did a skincare sort of talk through previously, and I'll leave a link down below for that one. But I do have some new products, so if you want me to kind of go through what I use on my skin daily, then just let me know and I will do that. But I just kind of started off with priming for this video. So I used the e.l.f. primer. I am using the hydrating one, the hydrating face primer. So I've only used this a couple of times now. I had it in my Insta stories and it was a first impression when I was doing that. And I do like how it feels. Very similar to the Smashbox primer, the original one, the Photo Finish primer. It feels very similar to that in the sense that it's a gel formula, and when it goes on, it feels kind of similar, but this one is it has like more of like an oil feeling to it. Like they've added oils into it, obviously, because it's a hydrating primer. So in terms of whether it blurs out your pores or whatever, I didn't really see much improvement there. Like, I just like how my skin feels when I've put it on, but I'm not seeing a blurring effect. I don't have the actual bottle of the foundation that I used because I'm using samples of it right now, but basically I am using the Smashbox Studio Skin foundation, and this is 3.0 I believe, because I've been wearing a bit of tan. And basically with this foundation it's very hydrating. So for those people who are dehydrated, this would be a very good foundation for you. When you initially put it on, the coverage is quite light. It's buildable, it's a buildable foundation, so you can put on one layer and then let that kind of sink into the skin and then go in with another layer. But I'm just using one layer lately because I'm kind of liking a light base at the moment, just because it's summer and the weather, and I just find that throughout the day my skin or my makeup stays better when my base is lighter. That's what's working for me at the moment. Foundation done. First kind of base, and I'm going to go in with some concealer now. So I am going in with the Be Perfect concealer. I started using this recently as well. This colour is quite pale for me because I've been wearing fake tan, but it's got sort of a yellow base to it. I'm just gonna swatch it there. Okay, so it is quite yellow, but when you put it on initially it'll look quite yellow, especially if you're wearing fake tan. But then what I do is I just go in with some glowy products, which I'll show you in a minute. So I'm just using this under my eyes. Down the side of my nose. And I kind of like to bring it up at an angle like this. So when I'm not doing a big eye makeup look, I will bring my concealer all the way over and bring it up at an angle. This creates kind of a shape to your eye before you've even done any eyeshadow or anything like that. So, like, my first impression of this concealer, which is after flying onto the wall there, it's very hydrating. It doesn't kind of sink into my lines or anything like that. It is quite yellow, but I kind of like that because it counteracts my darkness. Like, compared to that eye, this one is looking very lifted, so that's good for me. For people with a tan, a yellow based concealer is really nice. It just melts into the foundation. Like, it looks really good with a darker foundation. I'm not sure how this will look when I'm back to my pale ghostly self. Like, I think I'm tanned right now, but for those people out there who are like Mahog, you might be like, no, you are not tan, girl. You are not tanned. I've been kind of sleeping pretty badly lately, so these all bags and shadows need some serious concealing. So I'm just going to bring it down the center of my face as well, just doing a bit of highlighting with it. Kind of tapping it. And I'm just bringing it in like dot form, just along the side of my jaw. So this is my contour in 5 seconds routine. I kind of do this to create a bit of definition in my face. Otherwise, I just look like a potato. Trick, I feel, for me, when you're concealing, is to really push it into the skin. Like, work that baby into the skin, because otherwise it'll just kind of sit there and it will sink into lines, it will crease. So I like to really like beat that face, you know. Skin Wow liquid tan liquid gold in by 17, which is unfortunately discontinued, so I'm gonna have to find a replacement. But basically this is what it looks like, and I have it in the champagne color as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use my beauty blender, and I'm just going to glow up my skin with it. I just love how it looks over foundation. It looks really nice. I'm going to try keep it away from those areas that I highlighted with the Be Perfect concealer. And I'm just going to bring a bit down my neck. Des nasal cool. So now, next off, I'm going to do my brows. So this is what I've been doing lately. I've been using the Schwarzkopf. Basically, I'm not going to repeat myself, I'm going to say it arseways again. They Got to Be Glued Blasting Freeze Spray. I've been using this on my brows. And what I'm doing is basically spraying it on a spoolie. Less so. And I just comb it into my brows. Sets those brow hairs, they do not budge. Best thing ever, and I think I got the idea from Kaylee MUA. Next up, I'm going to carve my brows before I've actually filled them in. I just find it's really fast this way, and you actually end up using less kind of brow pomade or like brow products because you've shaped them already with your concealer. So I'm going to use the Be Perfect concealer to do this. So I'm going to go underneath the brow. And now I'm going to go over the brow. That brow is the easy brow. It's this this guy that is a pain in my bum. This is the ugly sister brow, you know. So I'm going to carve this one too. And I'm going to go over the brow. I'm just going to tap out any, you know, those kind of bits and bobs there. Just tap them out and blend the concealer in to my lid. I'm going to leave a little bit of the concealer on the back of my hand because I know I'm going to go back in under my eyes and stuff like that later. So to fill in the actual brows and the sparseness, I am using the Brow Sketch in Medium by Penny's, Primark, whatever you want to call it. So this guy here. So this is brilliant. Love it. I bought loads of them for my kit because I just think they're so good. They're very similar to the NYX ones and they do the job basically. So when I'm in a hurry and I don't have time to do, like, you know, a full-on brow, I'll just fill in all the sparse hairs with these. So I'll just fill in all the sparseness with this pencil. And because I've already shaped the brow with the concealer, it's dead easy. So that is my brows done, and I'm just going to comb the brow hairs just a tiny bit, just to kind of mesh everything together. And I just make sure it doesn't look too boxy at the front. I just kind of comb those out there. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit more concealer in certain areas. Now that the concealer is kind of melted in, I can see where I need to perfect a bit more. For powder, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. powder. This is the e.l.f. finishing powder in Fair Light. It has a little sponge underneath, which is handy for, like, if you want to bring it with you, which I have been bringing with me for the last few days because I actually think it's really good. So I'm just going to tap out any creases that have formed. And I'm going to set my under eyes with this powder. And I'm going to actually just set, I get really creasy lids, so I just make sure it's kind of set with powder sometimes. If I'm doing a very pigmented look, I won't set it, but today I will. So I'm only setting the center of my face, or anywhere that I know kind of moves. I like to kind of spray my skin just to make sure the powder residue is gone, and I'm using the Revolution Pro Fix Illuminating Fixing Spray. I just spray it on my sponge. I don't really like to spray my face. I just don't ever do that for some reason. I'll just spray my sponge and I'll tap the sponge over the skin really lightly. I won't press. I'm going to warm up the skin. So I'm going to use the Be Bold palette, and that comes with a bronzing shade, contour and highlight. I love the highlighting shade. The contour shade on me looks really dirty, so I don't really use it. I use this big ass fluffy brush and I'm just gonna load it up with the bronzing powder, and I'm gonna just really bronze up. I'm really going lightly with the brush and mostly tapping, and then sometimes I'll just do circular motions, but I like to tap as much as possible because it just stops everything from moving around. So then I like to go in with the e.l.f. powder again, and the little brush that I was using, which is gone disappearing. So I'm just popping it in here, just in here, like under that bronzy shade, because I just want to make sure it's a nice angle. Next up, I'm actually just, this is what I've been doing all week, using the Be Bold and my Studio, my Zoeva 224 brush, and I'm using the bronzy shade, and I'm going to work it into my outer lid area and into the crease, and just follow your eyeball. So really work it into the crease and keep loading up your brush with product, and then bring it more upwards, then like kind of blend it upwards. And then I just wing it out a little bit. And a good trick if you're kind of like wanting to keep the shape is get your powder and create that angle that we created earlier, and just powder it a little bit. And the eyeshadow won't go outside that line, it'll keep that kind of angle. And I like to go under the eye as well, because I just feel like I look undone when I don't go under the eye. So I kind of hold the brush like this and I just tickle under the eye, following the eyeball shape. I'm going to use the Luna by Lisa Jordan, this here. This is their liquid eyeshadow, and this is the rose quartz. So it came in a double pack. There was like a black glitter one as well, but this is what it came in the pack with this, and this is called, my eyesight is crap, Midnight Onyx. So I might do a smoky eye with that or something. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. So putting it on the back of my hand and just getting a brush. Normally, like sometimes I'll tap it in with my finger, but I think I want a bit more of a structured shape to the eye today. So I'm going to use a brush, a flat brush. And I'm going to look down into my mirror and tap it in. It's such a pretty liquid shadow, and it just makes the whole eye look like you made a huge effort. So I kind of did a sort of cut crease shape, and now I'm just gonna smudge that in, that sort of line that's forming. I don't want a line, I'm just gonna smudge it in. Pretty. I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to use the gold highlight from the Be Bold palette. And I think I'm going to spray my brush today. I want it to be super dewy. And if you spray your brush and you find that it's kind of creasing on you or whatever, just tap your finger over it and the warmth of your finger will blend it all in together. I've done all this kind of highlighting malarkey, I'm going to spray my sponge again. And I'm just going to go over all that just so it's nicely blended into the skin, because sometimes it can look a bit crazy, like it looks unblended. Especially if you do the nose, it'll end up looking like your nose is like a beacon of light. Just to intensify that highlight, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. highlight, and I'm going to go in with a small little brush, and it's just for certain areas to really bring out the highlight and like pop those really high points of the face. So really look at your skin and see where the light hits it, and then throw some more highlight on it. MAC Sweet Sentiment Mineralized Blush. So I think it looks really pink on camera, but it's not that pink. Okay. Nima brush, it looks absolutely filthy, but it's just for me, so it's fine. There's loads of bronzer on it, but I'm just gonna load up the brush a little bit, load it up with the product, and I'm just gonna sweep it upwards, so in between where you bronzed and where you highlighted. Then I'm just gonna pop a little bit here. Get my sponge again, and I'm going to tap over all that now, just so it's really blended in. So I've sprayed about 4 times, but I just noticed a massive difference. Like, your skin looks like skin, it doesn't look powdery, everything stays in place all day. It's a winning situation. I use my Naked palette, this one here, and I'm going to use that brush again, and I'm just going to do the outer part, and I'm going to just smoke it with extra bitter. Just going to use this here. I'm just going to smoke it a little bit more. This guy here, I haven't used it ever. It's the Lord & Berry Kohl Eyeliner, Silk Kajal. So I just want to tightline, I just want to tightline my waterline, just to really enhance my eyes, because I feel like they're getting a bit lost in my face. So this guy here. So the first time I heard about Lord & Berry was Scott Barnes, the makeup artist for JLo. I used to be obsessed and pay for his tutorials. He used to do like these online makeup artist tutorials on his website, and you just buy in. And I just loved watching him paint faces, and he loved the Lord & Berry eyeliners. That's where I heard about this brand. So I'm just going to tightline. So when you tightline the upper waterline, and when you blink, it's basically going to transfer down onto the lower waterline. So I won't actually put any black down there. I don't want this look to be very harsh. I'll just let it all sink in together on the top and bottom. I'm going to just go and smudge out that line on the lower waterline, that black that kind of transferred. I'm going to just smudge it in to the shadow that I had on earlier. I'm going to go in with lashes today because my lids look a bit bald. I've been using this a lot lately. It's from the new collection from Primark. It's one of their matte lip creams. It doesn't say what colour it is, but it came in like a selection. That's it there. So I'm just going to pop that on and we're nearly there. So I'm just going to wait for that to dry because I think I'm going to go in with the gloss as well over it. I'm going to use the Colourpop. This is called Contessa. I think it's the Colourpop one. The packaging has faded, the name has faded. So, and I'm just going to pop on my lashes. So I just need a little bit of mascara now, and I'm going to use the Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. And I love this guy because the brush is really thick, so it'll catch all the lashes, and it's not a drying formula, so you won't see your lashes kind of getting flaky throughout the day. And that is it. That is the look. It's pretty straightforward. It's just really quick, and if you want something nice for these summer evenings, then this is something you could do. It still looks kind of glamorous, but you haven't really gone to like loads of effort, you know what I mean? And who has time when you want to be outside in the sun? So I hope you like this video, and if you do, then please subscribe. I think I said that already at the start, but go on, subscribe. I know you wanna. Yeah, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye. When you tightline the upper, Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't do it. Oh.